Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor today that one of the best in Australian educational higher industry, Mr. Neil Chappal, is with us today. And as far as Mr. Neil Chappal is concerned, I mean, it's been always a great pleasure talking to Neil Chappal just because of the greatest updates he holds from the international education industry's point of view. And he's been there in the business, I believe more than 2 decades, and he's been doing great, and he is one of the best in Australia for the updates. So that's why I personally requested my brother Neil Chappell to be with me, and I requested him to be the part of today's session, so people listen him, and he can provide the best of the update. And ladies and gentlemen, we invite all of you to be the part of today's session, and you can ask the question, whatever is in your heart, in mind, because we have been passing through the toughest of time as far as borders are concerned, and we can understand your feelings that everybody, actually, there are three types of people right away. One type or category is, whoever has applied the Australian visa, but they're not getting the response from embassy. And the second type of the people are watching us, who already have got their grants, visa grants, but they are unable to travel. And then the third type of the people, they are still watching and see whether they should apply for the visa or not. So, Neil, today, thank you very much, first of all, that you extended your time on Sunday. I know it's a family time and you're always busy with the grandson and the family, but it's my pleasure that you have honored me, obviously, today. So, Neil, let's have your brief introduction from your own mouth, and you have to use your own words for your introduction. I can introduce you. You're more than an introduction for me as my brother. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, well, look, Ali, the pleasure's all mine. You are quite a fine person. Your self and your introduction was fine. So yes, I've been in the adult education industry for over 21 years now. We've had our own college. I'm now working in the management team of another college. We're having three CRICOS registrations, one for English college, one for a vocational college, and the latest one is for a higher education bachelor's. So that's where we're coming from. We're situated in a suburb called Burwood, which is only 15 minutes from the centre of Sydney. So not quite near the Harbour Bridge, but very close. So yeah, that's the very briefest introduction that I can give you.
Okay. And Neil, meanwhile, when you're introducing yourself, there are more than 30 questions on screen in the comments. But the comments will pop up. Comments will pop up one by me. I can bring the question to you. Actually,
Please.
people are really passionate, as you know, that they are really entangled in sort of situation that, I mean, they don't understand what to do right now. Especially the people who've got the visas, they are pretty passionate to fly to Australia, and they want to start their educational period over there. But unfortunately, the borders are off. And you know that last day was a boxing test between Australia and India, and there were 36,000 people over there. But they were taking care of the distance. I know that. They were. They were sitting with the distance over there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still, people say that if the cricket can earn such speculators, such audience in the stadium, then why not the international travelers can come in Australia? What do you say in this regard?
Oh well, look, that's fair enough too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, the borders are still closed. That is true. I am living in Sydney. The cricket was in Melbourne, so that's 900 kilometres away. So Melbourne had one of the toughest lockdowns in the world. They have had over 50 days of no cases
Yeah.
of community transfer.
Yep.
They've had international flights bringing Australians back home start to arrive. The odd person on those flights have come with a positive COVID. We're still having 14 days quarantine mandatory for every person that comes into Australia from offshore. So,
Okay.
so that's what's happening there. Now, people will know, people should know that there's a small outbreak within Sydney. It's called the Northern Beaches
Hmm.
outbreak, and it's coming from a suburb called Avalon and Palm Beach. Sounds very, very nice, doesn't it? Palm Beach.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's a very nice area. So that being said, I think there's 102 people that have tested positive over the last week. They've had record numbers of testing. So, like, they've had 65,000 people on the 24th of December get tested, and only have
Oh,
seven. Only have seven. I'll get the right fingers up. So they've only
okay.
had seven positives. So far, they've not found person zero. So the start off, but they're very close. So it's well under control that way. But still, we're being honest here within Australia all the time with these things. So when
Hmm.
there is an outbreak, and which has come from overseas, and somehow it's broken the chain of quarantine and gotten into the
Okay.
community. So that's what happened.
That's what happened actually. By breaking the quarantine change, it has happened. And as Neil says, the testing range has been increased by the Australian government, and they want to test the people. But okay, before we go further, Neil, I want to make request to all the people to share the video on the specific channels. You go to share the videos on the social media a lot, because people, whoever wants to know about the Australian borders, the Sydney current COVID situation, and the educational standards in Australia, I mean, you need to share the video a lot on the social media. I request all of you, whoever is watching the video, you got to share the video, so other people can watch the video. Other people can really, I mean, learn something about the recent status in Sydney. As it's our great honor that the Neil Chappal himself is with us today. So, Neil, I want to ask you that Sydney, as you've been living in the Sydney, that's been a main dream land for the people of South Asia, especially. And there are many people who want to move Australia, specifically Sydney. So, what do you say? What's the plan of the Australian government? Whether they would like to take the international communities state by state, or they will open all Australia once
All right, look,
altogether?
you have a very nice picture in your background of our Prime Minister and our Australian flag. Now, our Prime Minister has been the Immigration Minister uh,
Yeah.
when he was junior. So he is knowing about international students, immigration, and the whole scheme throughout that way. Then he became the Treasurer. Now he's the Prime Minister. So he is favourable and wanting this to happen. So every state and territory within Australia, and there's 6 states and 2 territories, have had an opportunity to put forward a international student COVID safe return plan to the government,
Mm.
which had to be in by the 30th of November.
Yeah.
All right, so that has gone in. We've seen students come to Darwin.
Mm.
That's well publicised. 63 students came to Darwin for Charles Sturt
Yeah. Yeah.
University. So New South Wales plan. So our premier is a lady by the name of Gladys. Now
Hmm.
she has publicly stated that that 1/3 of all people returning to Australia she wants to have as international students. Now
Okay.
we're taking 3,000 people per week from offshore, so that's 1,000 spots per week
Hmm.
that she has requested from the Australian government when they say yes. for international students. So that is a big support. So New South Wales is the largest state to have international returning travellers. Of those 3,000, Australia is only taking 6,000 throughout
Okay.
the rest. So we've got half. We've put our hand
Okay.
up for half of all of those people. So people will come back for quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah.
They will get another COVID test, and if all is good and they're healthy and strong, and the test comes back as a negative test for COVID,
Yeah.
then I'm presuming they will be released. So when are we going to start that? That's still not publicly been announced. So everyone is waiting on that, and you know, let's hope that's not too far away, Ali.
Okay, Neil, as we move forward while talking on different issues that recently international community has been facing, I would like to take some of the questions on the screen. So whatever question I take, that will be popped up on the screen, and you will also be able to read that question. Okay.
All
So
right.
as you know that our channel is pretty popular in South Asia, and some of the clients, they are from India, and they are asking the question. So here is a client. So you're looking at your screen, please. This is
Yeah.
Devon Ganatra. Please give information about Perth, Western Australia, Curtin University, Australia. Actually, the question is that what's the COVID situation in Perth or Western Australia? I believe that the Western Australia, they are pretty on the they are on the safe side pretty much. What do you say?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Their premier very strong on COVID 19 with quarantines and all those sorts of things. So because of New South Wales
Yeah.
has had the small outbreak here, no one from New South Wales is able to travel to Western Australia by air, sea,
Okay.
plane, or donkey, camel. No one can go. Perth itself and Western Australia, to the best of my knowledge, is COVID free. They've had international boats and cargo ships
Okay.
with positive people on there in the past, but currently that's the latest news that I know of, and I've checked today because I've knowing this was coming today. That's the latest news for Perth.
Okay.
Regarding Curtin University, any university within Australia is publicly funded.
Yeah.
Wonderful university.
Yeah, of course, Curtin University, Western Australia University, I mean, ECU, Edith Common University, all the universities in Australia, they're the public universities and wonderful universities. Ganatra, I hope Neil is, I mean, replied, and I personally been working for the Curtin University. I can understand its worth, and it's a lovely place to study over there. Neil, let's take the next question. That is from India as well. That is Harry Singh. Sir,
Yeah.
it's in Hindi or Urdu. Sir, Tasmania का कब तक open हो सकता है? You know, he's asking about the traveling on Tasmania. So Tasmania. So any update regarding Tasmania? Because you keep on reading such articles, and I learn a lot from you as well. So he's
Yeah,
asking about
yeah.
Tasmania.
All right. Well, New South Wales,
Yeah.
again, it's the same as Western. It's same as Western Australia. So Tasmania is open for travellers from Queensland, from everywhere within Australia except New South Wales.
Okay.
So no one can travel from New South Wales to Tasmania because of the COVID-19. Now it's been some time since Tasmania's had a positive reaction. They had an outbreak early on, sort of like might have been March or April, and they had a whole town locked down. Town meaning like the town itself is about 15 to 20,000 people. So the whole town was locked down. It was called Burnie. That's up in the north. If he's going to University of Tasmania, that's in Hobart. That's 3 hours away. So anyway,
Okay.
that's all over. Tasmania is a great location. And there's another man in University of Tasmania, same name.
Ah, okay, okay.
Same name. So there's two of us.
Okay. Okay, Neil, actually, you know that while you are with me here today, people are taken as if you are education minister in in Australia, and
Oh
that's
dear.
why. Yeah, yeah. But anyhow, it
Fine.
yeah, it tends our responsibility to make people sure that international education is pretty much safe in Australia. International education is pretty much a priority on the part of Australian government, and they want to let the international community to land in Australia as soon as possible. But there are Australian people interest that they have to keep in their mind and in their strategy. But I believe that pretty soon you are going to see pretty positive news, and we are really hopeful for getting that. There comes another question, and that's from Pakistan. Zian Khan, can you please tell me about Monash University in Melbourne? So another G8 university. So Monash University is also a great university, Zian Khan. I believe that if you apply Monash University, you'll enjoy studying here. The great faculty, the great student services, like we do provide at SMIC, in Sydney. Neil Chappal himself is managing that. So one of the best institutes in Sydney in the private sector for the wet and the higher education as well. So we are bringing a special session of the SMIC pretty soon for you guys. So let's move to another question. That is yeah. What about Torrens University? The Torrens University is a private sector university under Laureate Group. This is the Laureate Group, and this is another good university, but it's a private university. It's not a public university, my dear, and they do charge in 3 semesters. So there is a trimester fee at the Orange University. Actually, you have to pay the fee 3 times in a year. So it's not a bad university, Rehan said. So I will share your burden, Neil, and I'll reply some of the questions to the people,
Yeah.
and I can understand. Yeah, that's great. So Neil, let's talk about the recent CRICOS that has been approved for SMIC. For onshore, we can recruit the bachelor students. And to what extent you have been expecting for the offshore students? Because you see that like hundreds of people have been watching us live now, and they would like to know about the courses offered in all the campuses of SMIC in Sydney.
Uh, Thank you for the leading question. All right.
Yeah.
So our Bachelor of Business Entrepreneurship is aimed at graduates from year 12. So that's 10+2. With a levels pass, hopefully 60% or a greater. They're going to have to get if they're coming from the subcontinent, which will be Pakistan. That's why we're here,
Yeah.
India. To get a student visa, you will need a 6 IELTS or a PTE of 51, is it, or 52? Similar. So those are there. We have a 3-year bachelor of business entrepreneurship. There is an opportunity to do a fast track. So you will do no holidays, but you'll do in
Mm.
2 years.
Okay.
You can fast track that way. So you're saving on time, but your
Mm.
fees will still be the same. So we have 2 streams within that bachelor. So we have an accounting stream with CPA and CA accreditation, and we also
Great.
have a management stream. That management stream is written specifically for the entrepreneurial type of thing. So people creating a business idea, testing it, putting it into practice. Is it going to work? So students should really come with an idea that they want
Mm.
to bring. Now, many people from the subcontinent are having small businesses within the
Yeah.
family. Mother, father, uncle, auntie, cousin, someone that they know will have a business. Wouldn't it be great to bring that business idea, come study it, do marketing, do your accounting towards that, do your business planning, your risk management, your SWOT analysis, your pestles, all the other things that go together to make up a business plan and business ideas, and test those and test those theories, put them into
Yeah.
practice. There's also workplace integrated learning components. So you part of the course is where in year 3 you need to go and practice put into practice the theories and practice the theories that you've learnt. So therefore, that you're testing them in real life situations. So
Okay.
under the normal pressures of our everyday business, you're running a business, we're running a business.
Yeah.
Students need to be job ready, so that when they apply for their job after they're getting their bachelor's, they're ready for a job. So
Okay.
that they're getting the high level jobs. We don't want a graduate just to come here to Australia, finish the course, get their post study work rights, and be Mr. Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
They're coming here to be someone a bit special.
Oh, okay.
So we want to prepare them for the good jobs, the higher
Yep.
paying jobs, the ones that
Yep.
they can get business connections and take back home. You
Yep.
know, most people are going to return back home.
Mm.
That's from their international studies. So to create those business connections and networks is the best opportunity to really flourish a business. So
Yep.
they are the things that are really good about our courses and our offerings.
Yeah, that's great. And we are also expecting, or we are hopeful, or we are looking forward for the Bachelor IT crack course pretty soon at SMIC. So, no, the next question is from India, because we'll keep on taking questions. So, the next question is about to come on the screen. That is from Simran Kaur from India. What's about Polytechnic Institute, Sydney, New South Wales? Here,
Uh,
it's TAFE, I think.
to the best of my knowledge, no, it's a higher education private provider.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure I am knowing
Yeah.
this one. So yeah, look, they're offering a Bachelor of Business, similar to us. So I'm not going to say that they're good, bad,
Okay.
or indifferent. I'm just saying that I know of them.
Yeah.
And again, if they're registered within Australia, they've gone through
Yeah.
stringent tests
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
examinations. It's hard to be a registered provider. So please, wherever you choose, have the confidence in that these are good places to study.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
ask some friends that are actually studying there. That's the best test, isn't it?
Yeah. 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 So here in the question, Fatima Gul wants radiography and medical is better or nursing. I can tell you, Fatima Gul's nursing is a pretty popular program in Australia, but it needs 7 in each. C1 level of Ielts needed for the nursing, pretty high English proficiency required. And I believe that the nursing, the Australians, they need nurses because pretty popular and reputed program in Australia. And as far as transition is concerned, you can easily transit to PR if you are a nurse over there. I hope I answered the question. So let's move to the next one, because many of the people, Neil, actually are attached and they want to know about only one thing. Okay, Osama Ikram is asking about SMIC. Osama Ikram. yeah, he wants to ask about your campus area,
Mm.
SMIC. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well, look, our campus is in a suburb called Burwood,
yeah.
Burwood. So
Hmm.
you can Google. Google Maps is wonderful. You can find out everything. So, all right. So we are in Burwood, Sydney. We are 2 minutes walk, maybe 300 meters from a very big railway station. We're 15 minutes from the centre of Sydney. There are many people within
Good.
the inner to middle west of Sydney. Lots of accommodation and jobs when they come back. So yeah, we are in a really good location. We have lots of big classrooms. I have visited the subcontinent on many occasions, probably 15 to 20 now. So I've been to Nepal, India. I've been to Pakistan some time ago. I'll have to come again, Ali. Um,
Yeah, you are my guest.
Bangladesh, and you go to schools and you see people crammed in, three
Hmm.
on a seat, and they're squashed in, and it's hot, and the fan is only going. Not at colleges here within Australia. All right, so you are
Hmm.
getting 2 square meters a room to get your elbows going and have your laptop. There's air conditioning. There is a fan as well. There's heating, there's cooling. So lots of good things there. We have library, we have breakout room, we have counselling area, we have free Wi-Fi. Well, I suppose everybody does. So lots of good things happening at our campus.
Okay. Ahmad Shafiq is asking how is the dual degree program of University of Wollongong. Yeah, it's a good program, but at SMIC, I want to ask you, Neil, that is there any possibility for the package program, diploma leading to bachelor once somebody applies? Because for direct bachelor, we need 6 IELTS, and if we have 5.5 each IELTS, there is an opportunity for the students to use the articulation program, means pathway program, diploma leading to bachelor. So your education provider is going to give the facility to the students for the pathways.
Very much so. Now we are a management team of educators first and businessmen second. That doesn't
Great.
mean that we run a bad college. That means that we are student focused. So that is one of the main reasons why the founders and management team members have the 3 different colleges. Definitely, there will be at least a 1 year articulation and credit transfer for completing a diploma and advanced diploma. You will get a 1 year credit transfer to bachelor's.
Great. So here is another question from Manib Amjad. Actually, some people are asking for the website of SMIC. You can reach our team and we'll provide you all the details about our institution in Sydney, SMIC. So we'll provide you with the website, we'll provide you with all the courses offered over there. So we are deliberately not taking, some of the questions here because this is very, very hard in this limited time to reply or revert on all the parts. So here is Manib Amjad. Can you tell me about Southern Cross University? The Southern Cross University is another education provider. As Neil said, that whatever institution has been working in Australia, that is after the final approval. And I believe so, it's another good university. But apart from this university, there are many more other institutions that you can apply. Let's come to another question. This is from Rohit Sharma from India. Rohit says Tasmania, IT scope in Tasmania. IT scope is anywhere in the world you move. You move Australia, in Sydney, in Western Australia, in Victoria, South Australia. There is a scope of IT in whole Australia. So I like to take another question. Mm, Sukhbinder. Now, there are many people from India, Neil. It's interesting, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yes, right. That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
actually,
What about? Yeah, yeah.
actually, Ali, I will tell you a secret. There's more people in India than
Yeah.
there is almost anywhere else in the world.
Now, lovely people. People are always lovely, and people love us, and they appreciate our channel. They are just bringing the positive vibes for me. Indian students are pretty mature, like Pakistani students.
Yes, they
So,
are.
like all the people are really respectful people, and I have earned a great respect from Indian community. I really would like to thank all of them. Like Pakistan, because the Pakistani community already love me, but Indian community, Bangladesh community, Nepal, I mean, they all love me. Okay, now let's take the next question. So before we take the next question, I would request you, Neil, to throw
Yeah.
some light on the IELTS requirements for SMIC, please.
Sure. All right. So,
Yeah.
so for the three colleges, so for the because we have an English college, we have a vocational college, we have the higher education college. Unless students are coming for masters, it's unlikely that they would use the English college at the moment because the subcontinent people are being taught in English from 4 or 5 years old when they're first going to school, and you don't get a visa unless you really got at least a 5.5 and regularly it's a 6. So if you're coming for masters and you want to study English for academic purposes, yes, we can help out. Next thing, IELTS for SMIC 5.5 is the entry for us. Will you get a visa? It is best to come with a 6. That makes your visa application stronger.
Yeah.
It demonstrates your GTE more. So and again for the bachelors, definitely a 6. If you have a 6.5, even better. So they are the English requirements for IELTS. Do the comparisons for PTE. PTE is
Yeah.
becoming more and more seen, but
It's
still.
it's it's replacing IELTS actually. It's a potent test in Pakistan as well now. India,
Yeah.
Pakistan.
All right. Next question, Ali.
So our next question is from Haya Fatima, and said, I deferred my Bachelor of Commerce in ECU Perth for one time. Am I able to defer my degree for a second time until borders open? Haya Fatima, actually, once you get your visa, so university they defer, they can defer you only once, and if they can defer you second time after the grant of visa, you must be so much thankful to university. And actually, university can request you to start your online classes, and you can take one or two subjects online. But it all depends upon your agent, and if you're and the policy of that specific university. And if you can request your agent to apply the second time deferment, which I think seems a bit difficult if you have got your grant of visa, because they take you a genuine student, pretty upright student, and you can start studying without wasting your time. So that's why you need to contact your agent. And if you have the grant of visa, or visa grant letter, you must start online for one or two subjects if you have already taken one time deferment. Let's move to the next question. Uh, yeah, the next question is Victoria Borders. What do you say on the Victoria bar? Actually, I asked this question somewhere here. Uh, you know, but Neil, believe you me, this is the question. Pretty popular. It's a trend. When will the Australian open the borders for student? Question for Neil Chappal. This is the
All
question from Tanya.
right. I am here.
Yeah,
Now, I am going to answer as Neil Chappell. I am not the Prime Minister. I'm not the Minister for,
yeah, yeah,
for Immigration. And it is illegal for Mr. Neil Chappell to give migration
yeah,
advice. Now, seeing
yeah,
that Ali is a registered education agent, he may be able to. So, as a private citizen, we don't know. We are
yeah,
hoping, I'm cross fingers and hoping and all those sorts of things. It would seem reasonable to me, March, April, May, somewhere
mm,
around that time. Now, let me say why. because Australia will start to be having their vaccines distributed no later than March.
Hmm.
We've secured something like 80 odd million vaccines. There's only 27 million of us. So even if we get it twice, which most are, that's only
Hmm.
54 million. So we've got another 30 million spare. So maybe we are sharing with some other neighbours, or maybe some international students that come and get quarantined. I don't
Yeah.
know. So in the end, the official answer is I don't know. I can only guess and make good assumptions. So that's my current assumption. Till we get
Yeah.
more news, then we can maybe make a different answer.
Yeah, that's great. Naida Zahra, sir, tell about visa ratio, Pakistan visa ratio. Naida Zahra, if your application presentation is great, if your documents are good with English proficiency and all the financial documents they are pretty strong, then why not? Because Australians, they're the pro-Pakistanis, of course, and the visa grant ratio for Pakistanis in higher education has been sublime, rather wet. And as Neil Chappal, my I take him as my teacher as well. So as far as VET is concerned, in the last 10 or 15 years, the VET visa ratio has been between 47 to 55% for Pakistanis. But the higher education visa ratio for the Pakistanis has been around 7 to 80%, in the last 10 or 15 years. So that's why if you have a good profile, you don't have much more gap after your education in Pakistan. You have a good finance to show to DHA, Department of Home Affairs. Then why not? You will definitely get the visa if you're a genuine student. So
Uh,
let's move to yeah. Yeah.
Ali, could I just make one more contribution towards that very answer? You need to
Please.
go with a good agent as well.
Yeah, you need to go with the good agent as well. So you can contact Nada Zahra if you wanna apply for the student visa for Australia. We always there in Pakistan, and we do guide you in a best way. So here is a question, actually, Neil. It's a technical question. At start I stated that there are three category of the students. So this is one of the categories. Here he comes. Yeah, this one. Ali Ersam Malik. And tell you one thing that this is my client, and we have got his visa for the Sydney. Yeah,
Oh,
I got my visa, but don't defer my course after grant of visa. Can I defer my course? Yes, Arsan, you have got your visa. I know you know us very well, and he's got his visa. Neil, he's got his visa for APIC, Asia Pacific International College in Sydney, in Melbourne campus. Okay. Uh, Interesting question here. Gap. Is gap of this pandemic will count?
to me, that would be unfair, wouldn't it? That's not natural justice. So every single person within the world's going to have a gap because of COVID.
Mm,
So
mm,
I would say, in the next period of time, when the visas start to really come good, borders are open, that will surely can be accounted for this period of time. So from March 2020 to when it ends. You will say, due to COVID-19, I do have a gap. I was unable to find employment within my home country for economic reasons, or explain what you did. I created my own business. I did social media
mhm.
marketing.
Yeah,
Become an entrepreneur now, and that only goes to show your genuineness. So,
yeah,
so please do whatever you can to get employment along the lines of the course that you want to do, so long as that's related to your engineering or your business. thing, or your IT. Do try and create and do jobs that are related to the course that you wish to study. That's my advice.
That's good. So, MS News is sending love for you, Neil. And MS News says, my love from India for you. When will Australia start next pilot program? In October, actually, pilot program in 2020 October, they announced, but just because of the extreme internal condition of the COVID, that was not really, gone to the right direction. But the pilot program for the Australian nationals, they have taken the 34,000 Australian national back since October 2020, and they plan to take the 30,000 more Australians national and the migrants back to Australia by the end of December. So the next pilot programs, actually, we are waiting for the outcome of the 2021, actually. So start of 2021, we're going to have many updates from the Australian government. The immigration minister and the prime minister himself is taking care of this matter pretty closely, and all the other minister, education minister, immigration minister, everybody is on this task, and they want to take international students back as soon as possible, because it's disturbing their $39 billion industry. So you say that they are well aware, they are more aware than us, and they are really pretty much passionate to take international community back in their country. Believe us that they are more careful than us. The Australian government, they are responsible people, and they want to take international travelers back. And I believe that you guys are going to have the great news at the start of 2021. So IT, actually, we were talking about the IT bachelor at the SMIC. So, sir, IT courses of bachelor is valid for the PR purpose? Yes, IT is valid for the PR purpose. There are many branches like cybersecurity, data sciences, and other branches of the IT that you guys can take up while you move towards PR. But at the end of the day, you have to complete the points if you want to get the PR. So let's move to the next question. So before we move to the next question, let's talk about the recent employment in Sydney, because last 1 week has been quite hard in Sydney, just because of the re-emerge of the COVID. And Neil, how do you see the job condition in Sydney? Actually, many people are asking.
Sure. Look, thanks for asking. As an Australian and as a God-fearing person, I need to say that Australia could and should do more for international students. They have
Hmm.
not done what I think is charitable. International students are our guests here. We are looking after children of mothers and fathers. And we should and could do more. So that apology being said, there is more in employment opportunities coming up now.
Hmm.
In what area? So aged care, health industries, being smart with IT, social media marketing. You can start your own business doing all of those sorts of things. I know I said earlier on about being a taxi driver. Nothing wrong with doing what you have to do to make things happen. So nothing
Yep.
wrong with being a taxi driver. Service industry, so cleaning is popular for young people. How about being an interpreter? Most people from overseas speak 2, 3 languages. Most
Hmm.
most Aussies like myself speak one. So being an interpreter, these types of things, you will come with gifts and talents that you might not know, or that you might underestimate. I don't know what they might be, but be creative and try and think of things that you can create yourself. So again, getting good English, having good customer service, being a nice, polite, giving person, being a servant, attitude, and I don't mean master slave. Maybe that's the wrong word that I used in this contents. But being a giver, not a taker. How can I help you, sir? These are the attributes that get you jobs, and who knows what might come up from there. So
Okay.
economic status is increasing within Australia, and there's more business activities. As soon as borders are open, tourism will come, which will mean hospitality work. So waiter, restaurants, kitchen hands, all those things.
Okay. Now, the question is from Osama Ikram. Marketing course in your college.
Marketing within bachelor is 2 or 3 subjects. So yeah, we have a marketing thing within the Bachelor of Entrepreneurship. Certainly, we can help out there. Not full marketing, as in a Bachelor of Marketing, but it is within the Entrepreneurship Bachelor.
Here comes an interesting question. As Canadian students are traveling, why Australia not copy Canada and UK in the case of international students?
Uh, I would just say because we're living on an island and we want to be COVID safe, we don't want to have the dangers and the experiences of the unfortunate happenings that have happened for USA and for most of Europe with high numbers of COVID. So that would be my polite, nice answer.
Okay. Hospitality management PR. Raj Shiritha, actually, hospitality management is a popular course from in Australia, but I believe hospitality is on the rise in UK and Canada both. So hospitality is on the rise. I'll have to go and check out the SOL list if hospitality is there, but I believe hospitality must be there because it's pretty popular program in Australia, in Canada, or anywhere in the world. So coming back to the Australia, especially Sydney. Uh, Actually, I want to ask you that what about the internship programs at SMIC for the students who study at SMIC? You guys are offering the internship or not?
All right. Indirectly, we have a suite of short courses
Hmm.
for the vocational students, and when the bachelor students come, of course they can do them. So they are 1 and 2 day short courses to prepare students ready for work. So let's describe some of them. To be a barista, so make
Mm.
coffee. You know. Within Australia, there's coffee houses every second corner. So too many Aussies drink 3 cups of coffee a day, and like there's 70% of Aussies do this. So lots of coffee. So if you can all operate a coffee machine and make nice coffees, you got a job.
Oh,
So internship there is meaning job, and you can practice the skills and knowledge that you are learning through your courses there. We we also will run customer service. We'll also do how to operate a electronic cash till, credit card transactions. These types of skills that you need for a job. So we'll do resume writing. Now, in the bachelor's course, I I am I am knowing that there's 2 occasions where you have to have workplace integrated learning. So
okay.
students are forced into a internship. That's if you're saying with a business to make sure that they are practicing and learning skills, and they are assessed in the workplace against the criteria.
That's great. Thank you very much, Neil, for unstoppable speaking. Neil, there is a question, sir. Will Australia bring international student if COVID vaccine is not ready in under 1 year? Actually, he or she wants to know about the vaccine. What's the latest news on vaccine in Australia, Neil?
All right, fine. So, some time ago, I think maybe September, the
Yeah.
Prime Minister, the picture there in the background, he signed Australia up to 5 vaccine potentials. Now,
Yeah.
two so far have been ruled out. One was an Aussie one, University of Queensland vaccine. It was giving some false false negative results. So they've withdrawn. I'm not sure of the other one, but both the Pfizer and the other big American one we have signed up for. So we are having over 80 odd million vaccines that we've signed up for. So the question here said, when when are they thing? So we've answered before. We're hoping sometime March, April, or May we'll be getting students coming back.
Wow. So here comes another question. This student seems very interested in SMIC. Do you offer sports scholarship for the student at SMIC?
I love sport too. Ali knows that I'm a mad cricketing sport fan. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so I am also knowing that Pakistan is playing New Zealand, and it's Pakistan's chance to get 400 odd in their first innings. So sports scholarships at SMIC. Sadly, we are not doing sports on any of our curriculum. So scholarships, yes, but sports, no.
That's great. Actually, there are like flurry of the question, and you have already given us 50 minutes. No, here is another. Gurlal Singh wants to ask. Gurlal Singh says visitors. Gurlal Singh visitors. I believe going to be the second priority after the international students, because international students is the first priority for the Australian government, and the visitors going to be second priority, I believe. So because visitors, I think they seem to have any chance in the mid of 2021, I'm sorry to say, but international students who already got their visas, the stranded students, 120,000 stranded students offshore is the first priority. Then the students who have already got the visas is the first priority, and then comes the visitor.
Um, I think I know where Mr. Singh is coming from. When you look at vocational visas granted
Yeah.
from Indian residents, they have been converted here onshore from a visitor visa in 5, 6 times greater number than a student visa granted from India. So I think that particular pathway is unlikely to return for some time.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing. Hey, here is a question actually. At SMIC, we are not offering the Bachelor of Nursing right now, Silent Eyes. But normally, the fee of Bachelor of Nursing is higher than the normal courses fee. For example, if you look at the public university, Federation University, they are charging 30,600. Similarly, if you talk about other public universities, they're charging more than 30,000 per year, actually. I'm talking about the public universities. So, Neil, it's been 53 minutes of unstoppable speaking, and I'm really grateful that you extracted your time, especially on Sunday. And we'll keep on discussing all the matters. So, any last message for the community from your side, if you want to send any message to the community who have been waiting for the borders opening pretty passionately, and they are pretty much right on their part that they have got the visas, and some are waiting for the visas, and but still unable to travel to Australia. Any
Yeah, yeah.
message?
All right. My message is that to apply now, get your visa now. Can you imagine when the borders are opened, how many hundreds of thousands of other people are wanting
Yeah.
to come then? So get your visa granted now. Start your course now so that you are ahead of other students who are waiting to start. Now, it's a bit like getting a present, knowing what it is, but you can't unwrap it and use it. So I get the emotional, oh, I can't come. I can't start the new course. I can't go to the new country. I can't start my most exciting thing in my life so far. Uh, it's the same for everybody else. So maximize your time now. We had a question earlier, Ali, on gap. Use this time to educate. Time will go quickly. Educate yourself. All universities and colleges have great online software. We're using something very similar to what we would be using in your course. Do your courses online now. Start them going. If you're doing a bachelor's, your time now is working towards your post study work rights. So those things will all happen. Otherwise, I would say wash your hands often, wear a mask, uh, don't go in very big crowds, and stay safe and ask God for blessing.
So Miss Firdos Bano says, "Pray and hope Australia will open soon means soon." Yeah, Miss Firdos, we have been waiting like you, and we are so much optimistic. We are hopeful people. We don't have any negative vibes at all. So there are two types of energies. Remember, one is a positive and one is negative. So it's up to you whether you take positive or negative. Borders are going to open. They can't restrict the borders for years and years. Yes, just because of the safety and just because of the domestic interest of the Australian people, and they deserve it and they have the right to do so. Like if you are moving from a country, your government is got the right to do for the protection of yours. Similarly, the Australian government has the right to do for the protection of the Australian people. But still, if they are granting you the visas, means they have a plan to open the borders. And as I said, this is the third largest industry of Australia. That is educational, international education industry of around $40 billion. They cannot ever ignore this industry and they are going to open the borders. But when? This is the question, and everybody is speculating about that. Everybody is making guesses about that. And whatever we are bringing you on the daily routine, we are bringing from the press conferences, from the articles, from the government bodies, whatever they are saying. So we keep on bringing hopes in you, actually. Keep on bringing the positive vibes in you, actually. We keep on bringing the positive energies, for you. So our main purpose is to keep you alive, to keep you awakening, to keep you passionate. And your passion is the thing that pays you off on the later stages. So we cannot really shut the doors of the borders forever and ever. That's why it is our responsibility. The people like me, the people like Neil, and the people like other people associated to international education industry. Our main motive is to keep you optimistic that the time has been arriving pretty soon that you'll be traveling to Australia for higher education, but you need to select the best education providers, you need to select the best agents, and you need to select the best people to work with for the grant of your visa. And let me tell you one thing here: once you travel to Australia, the borders are opened. It's natural that you are going to forget the past immediately. So for how long you waited and the kind of stuff. So that's why this is the time you should enjoy, the time of the waiting. Everybody can wait. I can understand. This is not in the instinct of the human being to wait for the longer, but still, you need to be qualitative. You need to be trained in this regard, that if you don't get anything abruptly or immediately, you got to wait for it. And after the wait, whatever you achieve, that has the more value in life. So wait for the borders to be opened. And my special love to Neil. Thank you really very much for such a wonderful 60 minutes. And we are going to meet soon in 2020. I must be there. And we are the official representative of the SMIC in Pakistan. You guys can contact us for the admission. And you see that my brother Neil is in Sydney, director of the institution. And we both are working together for the betterment of the student. Our sole aim, the mere aim, is to gives you the quality education, the quality institution, and the great guideline about the visas. Thank you very much for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope whatever you have seen or listened, you are going to share amongst the people. And this is so much important to share the video so other people can take advantage. Thank you very much. And I think you are waiting to say thank you to all the people who are watching us today. Neil.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions, for asking, for listening, and for what you will do within the future. So, may God bless your work, what you do, and how you think about it. And hopefully, one day you can come and meet me in my office here in Sydney. All the very
Yeah,
best.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. And I'm really sorry for the people. We a flurry of the question actually, and we took some random questions. And I'm sorry for the people we couldn't reply. But we have pinned our WhatsApp number of our team. You guys can contact on the WhatsApp number. You can contact us our team contacts on our team number. You can follow our official Facebook page. In soon. We see you, and you can consult, and you can really come up with your plan to study at SMIC, in Sydney. Thank you very much, Neil, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.